389 Gaming.
Hey guys, it's Gar389 here, and welcome back. So, I finally figured out what I want to play for my next, my next little series on YouTube. And I picked up this game actually a few years back, and I played it like once or twice, and didn't really get into it. I didn't really have the time to get into it, actually. Eventually, however, I got got back to it a couple days ago and tried it out, and it seems to have changed quite significantly. I actually had to re-buy the game because, well, I had the game on Impulse, and I wanted to get the expansion pack for it because, it's a fun game. I just never got into it. And I rebought the game on Steam, the gold version of it, so that I could get the expansion pack included, so I didn't have to buy them separately. And I don't think you can even buy the expansion pack separately on on Steam. So if you bought the original version of it and not the gold version, then there's no way to get the expansion pack yet, which is kind of silly. Or at the very least, I think the gold version comes with the expansion pack. It has 18 races in it, so I was thinking it would. So anyways, this game is Armada 2526. It's made by a very small team. This is the actual team, this Shining Pixel Studios team. Let's see. And it is also developed by Neutronium Games and Iceberg, and published by Iceberg Interactive, I think. So this is an indie game, basically. It's not like a huge game, not a lot of funding behind it. It was kind of one of these games that started up based a lot around this one guy. I'll actually point him out to you. I'm pretty sure that it's that guy, R.T. Smith. I believe he is the guy behind Armada 2525, an even less original name, which is a very, very old 4X game. And that's what this is. It's a 4X game that's based around a lot of simplicity, and it's actually pretty fun. They've made a lot of changes to it. There are a lot of things I don't like about it, but I generally like the simplicity of it. It's a fun game. It's good good for like sitting down for a little while playing. And it also has some neat little features. I probably won't be able to show you all of them, but I can show you one of the cool things about it. Let's see. Put these on all random. Now, I think the maximum number of players is 104. The maximum amount of turns was like 1,000,000 or something like that. Yeah, 1,000,000. You'll never get to 1,000,000 turns. That's basically the same as Infinite. It's got difficulty levels ranging from easy to expert, not a huge variation. I'd say that's actually one of its flaws, is the AI probably gets boring after a while once you've gotten really good at the game. That's the maximum size, and you could put it to very dense. I'm going to try uniform because I've never tried that before. And you have varying degrees of research speeds. You can also put it to scaled to map size. That generally isn't a good idea. If you do that, then the larger your map, the longer it takes to research. And that seems to make sense until you think about it. The larger the map, the more players you're going to put on the map, in which case the slower your research speed just means that you're going to be slower, because you're going to have the same amount of colonies, at least in the beginning of the game anyways. So I'm just going to show you guys what that would look like if you were to set it up to the maximum amount of settings, or the maximum settings. And it actually runs pretty quick even on these settings. So if you look up here in the corner here, just how dense this star map is. Like, there are hundreds, possibly thousands of planets, or stars, really. I mean, this is... It's kind of insane. You could play this literally for hours. Now, I'm not sure why I can't scroll here. Oh, there we go. Found the scroll technique. And when you open up a planet, it has this nice little background. It doesn't usually have any, like, major significance when you look at the backgrounds, but, you know, there's a lot of little fun things. Did you make, like, a noise? Oh, well. So yeah, this is like the most insane settings. If you just want to start a game that you'll never finish, then this is a game that you'll never finish. Once you get to a certain number of colonies, you just won't be able to handle it anymore. So I'm going to quickly hop back here. I'm also going to do something that I noticed earlier. I'm going to turn bureaucracy off. Just because I don't want to give myself an unfair advantage. Because I'm not particularly good at this game, but I noticed that I was doing all right against the easy AI, and we're actually going to play against the easy AI, just because I'm scared of completely screwing this up on the first try. 12. We'll give ourselves... let's give ourselves 900 turns, just to make sure that we get a sizable playthrough out of this. Set it to 120, 120. Normal density, dense center. Actually, let's do uniform. I think that might be better. Set them to random. Now, let's see. I want to be... Now, I'm just going to quickly show you guys. The main races are... You know, humans. You have the Kligru, who are kind of the... I don't know, they're the war race. And you have these guys who are crazy. These guys who think they are the descendants of the rulers of the universe. These guys. Tree people. I guess the Mercians of this game. Frost people. Space pirate squid people. These guys are actually pretty interesting because they live in space. The guys we're going to be playing as, the robots. Those things. A jellyfish. Robot people. This is one of the new races. And we'll be continuing with the new races, I guess. I have no idea what you're supposed to be, so I'm just going to skip on. Oh, did I miss someone? Yeah, I missed that guy. And... I guess... weird, long-necked creatures. And lava people. Yeah, lava people and trade people. These guys are bad. Unless you trade with them. And then you have alternate versions of most of the races. Some of them are virtually the same. Like the true Kligru, are basically the same as the normal Clerigu, but these guys are different. And then you have... the fork here is also virtually identical. So a lot of those alternate races are the same, and then over here you have these Faction 2, which are basically the exact same as the normal versions. We're going to be playing as the Fork, just because the Fork have a cool name. So how long am I into this? I am 10 minutes into this, so this is probably going to be a slightly longer video than the rest of them, just so that we can get set up. Yeah. Let's get started. Fork for the win. So let's see if we got lucky. Alright, we have an okay world next to us. Not great. Oh, hold on. Why am I unable to scroll? Not entirely sure about this, but normally when I put my mouse to the side of the screen I can scroll. But right now I cannot. Alright, let's go to Fork Prime. And let's rename it. There we go. Happiness. Actually, I have a better idea. We are going to call this... No, let's stick with Gartopia. That's an alright name. That is a decent name for our homeworld. Alright, so what planet should I go to first? I guess Alpha Ceti is a red dwarf, so that's not going to have anything on it. Orange stars are okay. Then we have 2 yellow stars up there. And a bunch of planets that... Oops. Wrong button. I keep pressing the wrong buttons here. So I haven't played this game very much, but I'm going to do my best. I guess since we don't have a lot of options, we should send an arc there right away. That's a colony ship. They're called arcs. There's no custom ship designing in this game, as far as I know. So you're kind of stuck with what they give you. We're gonna start with a light industry upgrade, and also building does not take any time whatsoever in this game. Like, building goes by pretty quick. Alright, now I'm gonna test something. Not entirely sure if it works. Just because I've never actually tested this. I always assumed that you needed a landing pad to land troops, but since we had, or to land population, I mean. But I'm not sure of that. Rare minerals, core 2. Oh, that's good. That's great. That means we actually have a trade item. So, well, we'll build a trade building anyways then, because we want to trade. We want trade. Trade is good. So the graphics in this game are pretty minimalistic. So don't expect super ultra graphics settings and stuff like that, because that's not going to happen. But a little bit of, you know, nice artwork and stuff like that is possible. Okay, so you actually do not need a landing zone to land from a transport. That's good to know. However, you probably want a landing station on every planet that you can have one on, just because they are very valuable as long as you have something or another to trade. Now, obviously that's like self-contained trade. It's not between other empires. Between other empires, you have to have a trade agreement with them. Then you can trade your stuff with their stuff. Or one way, you can trade stuff to them, or they can trade stuff to you, and so on and so forth. You get the point. So let's see what we can do. We're basically just passing turns right now. Let's get another research facility up, because we'll probably need 2 of those. And we don't really need an orbital space platform yet. Are you a white dwarf? Oh yeah, that's right, we want to choose our research. Kinda would rather you work on the technology complex. That was silly. But oh well. The good thing about it is you don't lose your research points, so I can just put research points into that later. Also, we'll be getting tons of research in the not too distant future. I'll put some money down on that as well. And that. No, I'm gonna not declare war on them, actually. But that is not a good thing. It means we have another player really close to us. It's not the end of the world, but I would rather we not have someone that close to us. We'll send the other scout down there. And you've probably already noticed one of the things that I do dislike a little bit about this game, and that is the amount of micromanagement that you have to put into this. Because the only message you get is a little drop-up down here. And as far as I can tell, there isn't really an easy way to check if your colonies are actually doing something. Like, you can... Yeah, you can see them, but you can't see what they're actually doing. It doesn't tell you if they're producing anything. Or, well, it does. It gives you a number here. It says, oh, this is producing one thing and this is producing one thing. That's not necessarily representative of, what they're doing exactly, so it can be a little silly at times. Because you don't always know what your colonies are doing. Yeah, no messages. I guess no messages. It's not showing me the messages. They're below the screen there where I can't see them. There we go. Commercial spaceport, that's good. Heavy industry, it's also good. Now we're playing as the Yoon. Oh, I have to close that. Right, so we're playing as the Yoon, so we need to look at this tech tree and figure out where we want to go. So, one of the things about this game is that you don't need to, focus on just one thing. Or you don't need to focus on all of your research, is what I was trying to say. I said it in the complete opposite way of how I meant to say it. You don't need to focus on all of your technology trees. There are some technology trees that you generally want to focus on. Like, there is no reason that you wouldn't want to focus on construction. If we can find that. Like, because construction you'll want to go a little bit into just to get the arcs. And also you can get these neat little things down here that hurl asteroids against planets. That is silly. So you can get, things like core mining and neutronium forge and, the arcs, which are your colony ships, so you need your construction research. And you may or may not want to put some money into... Yeah, you might want this, for instance. I guess... Yeah, but basically you get... you get strong ships regardless of what you put your research into. I guess you get a neutronium ship here in shield research, you get a neutronium ship in... do you get a neutronium ship in hyperspace? I don't think you do, actually. You might not get a neutronium ship in the hyperspace research lane, but you get one in weapons research, you get one in defense research, you get... I think you might get one in information somewhere. No, probably not in that, but... Yeah, you get strong ships, basically, is what I was trying to say, in all of the categories of research except psychic. So, depending on what research you want to focus on, like, you'll want to focus on either weapons or shields. Possibly you'll want to focus on both. Interestingly enough, they call it shield research here, but they call it defense research outside. Probably not the best way of setting that up. But we're going to start off with shield research. And with the Yoon, and the Fork for that matter, there's no point in researching Psychic, because you don't get any research points for Psychic. So even if you max out your Psychic research centers all over the place, still not going to give you any research in Psychic, no matter what. We're going to take a defense research lab. And the next turn, there we go. Now we get a little trade going on here. Let's see. And as you can see, right away it's giving us a ton of trade points. So let's turn the taxes down on that. That'll make them happy. We don't really need to do that because our faction can do without happiness. Have I been there? Have I been there? I think I've been there, but it says question mark, so we're going there. Oops. Wrong button again. Causing it to make the fart noise. Go to Alpha Ceti. And that one, I guess. So yeah, we might actually need to... We might be in a bad spot here, actually. There are not a lot of good places to settle. Go to there. Defense Research Lab. Oh, you're done with that already. Construction, and then another one of these. So there is a maximum number of research buildings that you can have on a planet. I think it's 5, if I remember correctly. Okay, nothing there. But I was just there. No, it wasn't. Alright, go there. Construction lab. And build a couple extra Corvettes just in case we need them. Because we have a neighbor. And while we have a neighbor, let's go talk to them. Hello, neighbor. You sound malevolent. So I think we can be friends. Let's see what we can do. How many things can I trade with you? You have Super Arc already. I actually might be interested in putting down money for that. Oops. Do you accept this? Thank you. Sweet, now we can build that. Alright, and we're gonna need to upgrade our space station to do that, which is fine. It'll cost us some money. But I'm okay with spending money. Alright, so we should be done with that pretty short. Technology complex is useful because you can boost straight into your advanced tech research facilities, and those are useful. That's about all I have to say about them, so they're useful. So every planet can have a specialized research center, and you can have one super research center that gives more research than everything else. Alright, so... yeah, do I want anything here? Don't think I want to buy any more stuff right now, actually. I just want to get myself a super arc, because we're probably going to need one of these frozen planets. Have I explored all of my planets? No. Go there. Do that. Alright, so we have an icy planet there. We have an habitable planet there. I guess I'll send my arc there. I didn't want to build a whole bunch of habitable planets, though. We also have an eccentric planet there. Send an arc to an eccentric planet. And we're building a frozen arc. So Venusian planet we don't have the technology for. We don't have the technology for that either. We do, however, have the technology for these frozen planets. Which one should we take? Pretty sure this is the best one, with the asteroid belt. Yeah. Go on. Technology complex, great. Advanced mining, perfectly okay. Research lab. Upgrade.
We will listen to
Okay. Alright, so you will give us money to not attack you. I am okay with that. Alright, what kind of planet is this? No, it was this planet. Okay. Negative hazards. Oh, wow. Well, that planet might be useful in terms of an asteroid belt and an Oort cloud, but it's also poor, which means everything is worth less money on that planet, so probably not going to take it. So I guess we'll just have to expand this way. Go for that light industry. And load up. Head to the core. Alright, core 2 is at heavy industry level. Get us a weapons research lab. I have a defense research lab, a construction research lab. Huh. How much would it cost me to get the technology complex? 900? Alright, we're going for it. No, we're gonna ignore them. Basic terraforming. So what would basic terraforming do? Alright, Alright, so that's a biology tech. That's something that we are horrible at. We have nothing really in terms of... Alright, so I guess we can give them our map information. And 100? Oh, okay. They're perfectly okay with that. So they haven't given us their map information, which puts us at a slight disadvantage right now. But I'm pretty sure that in the long run that will be okay. Or we'll get wiped out. Alright, so that gives us happiness. It is not the only thing that can give us happiness. Alright, I think Core 2 might need that. So let's put that into Core 2's queue. Alright, Core 5, how are you doing? I want you to have one of those, because that will make us more money. That is an investment. We're going to ignore you again. We're also going to found this colony here, which I forgot about the last round. Like I said, not a lot of messages, so not always easy to know when you've done something and not done something. Alright, so now that I've founded this, all this is going to open up pretty quick. So we'll have a lot more expanding that we can do. I'm going to throw in a normal arc ship. Alright, so what are we researching? Cruiser. Alright, and we just got... Destroyer wasn't very good, was it? Well, I'm just going to check real quick what Destroyer leads to. So, carriers are pretty neat. Oh yeah, Destroyers lead to the Indomitable. Most powerful ship of all. So we totally want that. Definitely want that. Cruiser's almost done. Cruiser is better than Destroyer, but you know, whatever. So we're probably going to get both of the neutronium ships. And then we're never going to find neutronium. Ever. Yeah, there's a neutron star way out there. And there's a neutron star. Okay, so we have 2 neutron stars. I think the closest is that way, so we should definitely start working our way towards that and absorbing any races that live in that direction. I'm going to end the first episode here, and if you liked it, or if you didn't like it, come by for the next episode, because it'll probably be a lot better than this one, just because this took a long time to do. So anyways, I'm gonna cut the video off here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.